Hi, everybody. I'm Vanessa, an animal health specialist for IMED Animal Health. I will be your contact moving forward. As you can see, my email and phone number are on the screen here. I am very happy to be joined with my colleague Karine today.
Hi, everyone. I work in the product development team at IMED, where we innovate brand new dry eye solutions and continually improve the products that we currently offer. So today I'll be asking Vanessa some commonly asked questions about our ocular surface product line.
Great, so stay tuned to hear the answers. And you can also go request for clinical samples. There should be a link below. If you can't find it, please reach out and I'll help you out.
So a little background about IMED Animal Health and who we are. We're a dry eye company that's been around for over 30 years now. So our products are available to veterinary practices across the US, Canada, and internationally. Our mission is truly to provide the best eye care solutions for companion animals. We do so by making sure that all our products are really of human quality standards and materials. We like to say actually that we test our products on humans first, and once we know they're safe on them, we know they're also safe on our pets. So let's jump into our first product today that we will be discussing, the eye tear test. So this is a diagnostic tool. It takes 5 seconds to measure tear volume. Vanessa, can you explain how is it so quick at measuring tear volume?
Yeah, exactly. So I actually have a little strip right here. And what allows this strip to be so quick and efficient is the little tube. So there's a little micropipette here, which is actually what will be absorbing the tear by capillary action rather than the entire strip absorbing the tear. So that's why the strip only takes 5 seconds and is non-invasive.
Yeah, that's much quicker than the general minute that everyone's used to using on their strips. So another question, is it just as accurate as like the 1 minute Schirmer tear test?
It's actually more accurate. A lot of studies have shown that the eye tear test has a 98% sensitivity, whereas the Schirmer tear test has a 94% sensitivity. And it's actually interesting because the eye tear test will measure actual tear volume, whereas the Schirmer tear test will measure reactive tears because you're placing that strip in the eye, you're reacting, you're tearing up as a result of this. And so that's why the eye tear test is actually more accurate than the Schirmer tear test.
I think that's great. That's super useful to have a much quicker test, especially when you're working with pets that can't stay still for a whole minute. So let's move on to the next product, the Eyelid and Lash Vet. This is a great solution to prevent tear stains. So I want to ask you, Vanessa, is it safe to use around your pet's eyes, and what's in it to prevent tear stains?
Absolutely. It is 100% safe to use. You can get it in the eye. It won't sting. It won't burn because we do not use any systemic antibiotics or any harsh chemicals. Our active ingredient is actually borate, which is a very mild ingredient.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to know it's safer on your pet's eyes. And are there any other applications besides tear stain prevention to this product?
Yes, it actually has 2 other applications. So it can help treat facial folds with bad odor because of the borate, once again, which will reduce the bioburden. So that will reduce the yeast and bacteria count. And it's also really good for ocular hygiene. So when a pet suffers from dry eye, it'll get these goopy crusts around their eyes. So you want to be, making sure that you have good ocular hygiene. You can use the Eyelid and Lash Vet, which will also help get rid of those goopy crusts to reduce inflammation and optimize the dry eye treatment.
Yeah, I think that's really great to be able to have ocular hygiene alongside artificial tears, which will enhance the efficiency of those artificial tears. So let's move on to our eye drop vet. Well, we call these viscoadaptive eye drops. So what does viscoadaptive stand for? What does it mean? And how does this differentiate these eye drops compared to other eye drops on the market?
Exactly. So we created a viscoadaptive eye drop, which simply means that when your eye is open, the drop stays on the eye. And when your eye is blinking, it will actually disperse and thin out on your eye. So that will prevent damage to your epithelial or corneal cells while you're blinking. It prevents drag because it's thinning out. That's actually exactly what your healthy tear film does.
Awesome. Yeah. The viscosity is adapting pretty much to the eye and it's staying on your eye for longer because of that. So
Exactly.
we know the eye drop vet gel is the preservative-free version. How do you prevent like the product from being contaminated? Because what if bacteria goes back? Can the bacteria go in the bottle to contaminate the solution or no?
No, exactly. So we're really proud of being one of the only companies that have a preservative-free drop with this, solution to prevent contamination. So what we created is a bottle that has a one-way valve system. So I have one right here. You can see my screen. So every time you squeeze a little drop out like this, you can see there's a little bit of the solution remaining on the top. So you just want to shake that off. And that's actually done on purpose because every time some of the solution comes out, you want to prevent it from coming back in because once it's out, it might be in contact with bacteria, viruses. So you really want to make sure that doesn't go back in. The second thing we did is we coated the tip of the cap and the tip of the bottle with silver ion, and that actually kills bacteria. So every time you put the cap back on and you wait a minute, it'll actually be re-sterilized.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great because I haven't heard of any other companies that have a one-way valve system like that. So let's move on. A lot of people wonder what's the difference between iDrop Vet Plus, iDrop Vet Gel? When should a vet be prescribing one versus the other?
So iDrop Vet Plus is for plus a preservative. iDrop Vet Gel is for preservative free. The iDrop Vet Gel actually has a little bit more hyaluronic acid in it at 0.30%. iDrop Vet Plus has a little bit less at 0.25. And hyaluronic acid is a really impressive molecule because it will actually retain 1,000 times its weight in water. So that's the hydrating component of this drop. The other important thing to know is the iDrop Vet Gel with a preservative. A preservative is actually a drying agent in the long run. So when you choose a drop, for example, for a dog that has chronic or long-term KCS, you really want to be going for a drop that's preservative free. A vet could recommend the iDrop Vet Plus, for example, for a dog that just got out of surgery, needs a couple of drops there to keep the eye hydrated afterwards. But the iDrop Vet Gel is really the better quality because it's more hydrating with a higher percentage of hyaluronic acid and is preservative free.
Yeah, I think it's great to offer a preservative-free drop. And also another key ingredient is glycerin, which stabilizes the lipid layer. And again, you won't find this ingredient, which stabilizes the lipid layer in other eye drops. So let's move on to our next product, which is actually our newest one, iDefense Vet. This is an ointment. So Vanessa, when would someone use this ointment compared to our iDrop Vet or Vet Plus and gel?
So first and foremost, this is an ointment, the only ointment on the market that has 0.40% of hyaluronic acid. So this was actually thought of for surgery. So while the pet's under anesthesia, the eyes might be open, and so they're open throughout the whole surgery. So that's a pretty long period of time. So you just have to apply this product on the eye once before surgery, and it's good throughout the whole period of time. So if it's good throughout surgery, it's also good throughout the night for pets that suffer from lagophthalmos. So lagophthalmos is just the inability to fully close your eyes. So you can apply it to your pet's eyes before they go to bed. You can also apply it to your pet's eyes before they go to bed if they suffer from really chronic and severe KCS. You can put the drops in throughout the day, and then this will be even more hydrating throughout the night if you want to use this in addition to. Because it's a really thick ointment, it will actually blur vision. So I've gotten a couple of questions. Can we use this throughout the day? Of course, you can use it throughout the day if your dog's suffering and it is really uncomfortable because of the dry symptoms. You can use this throughout the day. It will blur vision, but once again, your dog isn't writing an email or driving a car, so comfort might be better than perfect eyesight at that moment.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's great to be able to use this alongside iDrop Vet if your dog has a really bad case of dry eye. So let's move on to our next and final product, actually, the Vet Shield. This product gains a lot of interest and it's because it dissolves. It's a contact lens that dissolves. Vanessa, can you elaborate on how long does it take to dissolve and what is it made out of?
Yeah, so this is a very innovative and unique product. So it looks like a contact lens, but it acts like a Band-Aid for after treatment of ulcers and abrasions. And it's special because it's collagen based. So what that does is that after 72 hours, it will naturally start degrading. And while it degrades, it will actually start hydrating your eye. It's also really special because it's permeable to water-based medications. So that's very unique. You can actually medicate the eye while the shield is in. And another feature that is great about this ophthalmic shield is that it's specifically made for cats and dogs. So it's a one size fits all. It should fit most dogs and cats. Obviously, if you have a little Chihuahua or a really big Great Dane, you might have to revisit the size. But generally speaking, it's a one size fit all ophthalmic shield.
Yeah, I think it was a really great product for all those dogs that get ulcers on their eye. So thank you so much, Vanessa, for answering our questions today. Great having you on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, feel free to contact me in the chat box. I'll be available throughout the trade show. You can call me, email me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.